Today's video is brought to you by Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is your one-stop shop to building a beautiful online presence and run your business. Oh, Instagram, the place for Rachel Ray roastings, the world's corniest shaving cream selfies, and this week's Instagram poll. If you don't already follow me, it's David_Seymour1. This week, I gave you guys the chicken katsu sandwich, the potato chip onion rings, the flower pot cake, and the fast food recipes, which would be a part 2. To my surprise, you guys chose the fast food recipes. I was shocked that the flower pot cake didn't win. Definitely not going to complain though. I'm more than happy to make some more of these recipes. The only thing is, we have now made every single thing in this video except for 2. The 11 herbs and spices fried chicken, aka KFC, and the Olive Garden breadsticks, both of which is what we're going to do today. If I remember correctly, the last time I made some of these recipes, they came out really good. That Big Mac was a lot better than I expected it to be. So let's get right into it. So today we are going to start with the fried chicken, which I am a fan of, but I don't eat too often. I feel like I get my fix of fried unhealthiness for the channel. But I grabbed some oil to fry with and some buttermilk, some flour, and 8 drumsticks. And I hope you're ready for this because this is a mouthful. Some oregano, basil, paprika, garlic powder, celery salt, ground ginger, black pepper, salt, ground white pepper, ground mustard, and ground thyme. And as I move my camera over and begin to film the batter portion, I realize I didn't include eggs. You are a genius, David. But all this marinade is going to consist of is some buttermilk that I actually had left over from last week's video, a few eggs. I'll admit that buttermilk still kind of grosses me out a little bit. It smells off to me, it's oddly thick. But once I had my chicken in there and tossed around, I covered it and set it in the fridge for an hour while I prepared everything else. I threw together my dry ingredients, which, as always, if you want to see the exact measurements, head over to Tasty's original video. I don't want to bore you to death here, just know it's a lot of stuff. I'm also a little bit surprised that you don't put any of the batter or any type of liquid in here. Usually with dredged chicken you do that to get some extra crispy pieces on the outside, but we won't. And about an hour later, I pulled my chicken out and began to coat each one of them. In the meantime, I also had some oil in a pot coming to 325 degrees. And one by one, I dropped in my chicken. I think I probably filled this oil a little too high, but I'm gonna bite the bullet and pray it doesn't overflow and splash onto the flame underneath. If any of the landlords or the managers of my building are watching, I apologize. I've been careful besides this. But about 15 minutes later, I took my chicken out and it looks a little darker than I would hope. Definitely darker than KFC's chicken. So I turned down the temperature a little bit. I'm gonna decrease the cooking time. I also checked pretty much each one of these with my thermometer. I do have to say, once I had the frying technique down and I got a couple good looking ones at the end, I was happy with how they turned out, so let's give them a try. You know, now that I think about it, KFC's thing is that they have a very secret recipe for their chicken that nobody else knows. So if this tastes like it, we might be onto something revolutionary. It's really good, but it's not KFC. It kind of reminds me more of one of those like pre-made grocery store fried chickens. It's not bad. I'll give it like a 7.2. Not a bad start. Now on to our breadsticks, which should be a lot easier. It's a lot less ingredients. Usually that doesn't always mean good, but we will see. Some flour and garlic powder, some active dry yeast and sugar, and then just a stick of butter and water. First step is blooming your yeast, which I usually don't have good luck with for some reason. I made sure my water was at 105 degrees Fahrenheit. I combined that with a little bit of sugar and the stick of melted butter, of course the yeast as well, and about 12 minutes later, I was getting some bubbles. Apparently, all you have to do is throw in 3 cups of flour at this point. get everything hydrated, let it rest for an hour. I don't know exactly how much this is supposed to rise. It didn't seem like it got huge in Tasty's video, so I'm just gonna go with this. You should be able to get at least 9 or 10 sticks out of this dough. I tried to cut them nice and evenly. I sprinkled on a little bit of garlic powder and then popped them in a 400-degree oven for about 15 minutes. From very optimistic, I was very disappointed. These things don't look the best. They are very brittle and dry seeming. If they taste good, maybe we can... I don't know how I would save these, actually. Now I do have to come clean about something. After I turned the camera off, I popped them back in the oven because I thought maybe they didn't rise enough, maybe they weren't cooked through. No. They just basically browned a little bit more. That's it. Actually, let's do a rip test. This is what Tasty's version looks like. Nice and bready. And this is mine. If it focuses today, I'm a beauty guru, except with a breadstick. Not ideal. Again, I don't hate it, but it's nowhere near Olive Garden's breadsticks. I think if you put a little butter on it, it would kind of be like a cross between a breadstick and cornbread. I always say, just because something has very few ingredients, it doesn't make it easy. In fact, it makes it harder, in my opinion. Before I wrap this one up today, guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my friends over at Squarespace. Squarespace is a dynamic, all-in-one platform where you can claim a domain, build a website, sell online, and market your brand easier than ever before. I can honestly say, recently I'm in the beginning stages of working on my very own website through Squarespace. They're really easy to use interface, they're really professionally well done templates, and the customer service is some of the best I've ever came across. Hopefully the official David Seymour website will be up and running very soon. If you want to start your own business and design your own beautifully crafted website, go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/DavidSeymour to save 10% off your first purchase. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave me a big like. Thank you again to Squarespace for sponsoring this one. If you don't follow me on Instagram or Twitter, they're both David_Seymour1. Other than that, have an awesome weekend. I will see you right back here next time. Peace.
With the M without the AD. Flipping burgers and my money super lazy. Try and make a meal tonight, they ain't paying me. Try and supersize my life with my A-team. Yeah, our style wasn't wavy, but we had a vision.